That's not the
Welcome
issue.
to another
My
episode.
actual worry, Tel,
In this
and you say about
video,
us having
I will
Leicester,
discuss
Southampton,
how to
etc.,
find the
etc.
winning product
They're
using
my worry.
only one
Them games there are my worry because of the way that Arsenal
popular
attack at the moment and the fact that
hashtag
we just
TikTok
really
made me
create
buy
anything.
it.
And
So these are the
that them teams
popular
in particular,
hashtag
we will have the majority of the ball.
people
And
using.
they
Well, I
will
think, Brandon,
secure
your
and they
definition of
will
sustainable
do
is
what
not.
Arsenal have been doing.
But I think that's again. I agree. I think for me, by the way, and people say,
popular
Tim's
product
twerking
in
again. If you play like this against Southampton, against Leicester, against Bolton, against Shakhtar Donetsk,
these are the products.
who else you got? Nottingham Forest coming up. If you play that way against those teams, I will stand there and say this is not sustainable. However,
also this.
I don't think we'll play that way against
this person
them.
explored.
Again, so let me just finish my point.
Yeah.
So
the product
again, the reason why I don't look at it as unsustainable per se is maybe it's the football I grew up watching at Man United. Well, under Sir Alex Ferguson, I would say 90% of the teams we played, we dominated the ball, we created the most chances, we deserved to win those games. But when we went away from home in Europe, what Arsenal did tonight, sometimes we won quite a lot of them. They weren't very entertaining games. As a Man United fan, the amount of times we went away from home in Europe in the group stages, and I was rarely entertained, was on a regular basis. And most of the time when we went away from home in the Premier League, the teams that were really good, we played counter-attack football. So I'm not saying you're wrong to have concerns. My challenge is I don't think there's been enough body of work yet this summer to be married to that idea yet, personally.
Can I jump in,
Sustainable is probably the
customer also ready to buy this
what I'm
product.
saying
So these are the
is I'm
unique
concerned that
winning
Arteta
product.
gets a little bit comfortable with us playing this way. Like I said, Raya, let's not forget Raya's had to pull out some amazing saves to win Arsenal points, basically, right? In 3 out of 4 games.
Wow,
so when I say unsustainable, I
that
kind of mean it
versus
that way. But
the total is real winning product.
when you said about
how
these so-called smaller teams, will
winning
we play that
product.
way against them? No, I don't think we will. But my concern is we're already seeing Arsenal, who are very, very good defensively, trying to hit teams on the counter, i.e. tonight, like Saul's pointed out, Atalanta left a lot of space in behind and we struggled to create any chance.
Yeah, mate, you're right. The execution was poor. The execution was very, 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 very poor.
Against the likes of Leicester, Southampton, etc., who will set 10 men behind the ball and try and hit us on the counter. If we can't create chances against an Atalanta team,
but it is different though. I think it's different in the sense of tonight. A lot of your issue tonight was the execution by players. I don't think all of your attackers will consistently be, unsustainably be this poor as a collective as well. I understand it. I understand the challenge that you're throwing in there, and I totally get it. I just feel maybe it's a wee bit premature. On goals, definitely scoring more goals needs to come, and I think it needs to be. I get that completely. What else you here to say?
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say I agree with Atalanta getting space. Like the amount of times that Jim City, their right center back, was like making overlapping runs, and that Martinelli could go on runs, or how far up the pitch. I don't know about you guys. I noticed kind of a hole. Like there were the two sitting DMs, and Ederson in particular was getting a lot of looks on goal. He was little dinks over a shot here and there. Quadrado, especially Quadrado. I feel like he had a lot of space on that edge of the box to take shots. He had two decent chances to score. So I think that's also kind of the worry. But like overall, Arsenal are extremely good defensively, no doubt about it. I don't think anybody's surprised by it, and I'm not surprised that they're able to do that against an Atalanta attack who I really like. I rate Lookman very highly. Matteo Reteghi's a good up-and-coming striker. And the Catalara is good as well. So, it's a point that we don't know the meaning of it yet. I guess that's my whole point out of it. We don't know yet if this is a good point, just a point, or not a good point. Because what if Arsenal, the league table, we say that it's only match day 1 of 8. What if Arsenal miss out on the top 8 by 1 point?
To be fair, Steve, I could challenge this, and I'm scared now. People are gonna say I'm talking for Arsenal because now every time I try to give an objective point, apparently I talk for everyone. Imagine going from Spurs to working the Spurs now to working to Arsenal. I'm moving like Staffy Campbell at this point. But I will say that getting a point from, you see, Brandon, at least you laughed at that joke. I would say getting a point from the Europa League winners, and let's be honest, this is the only team that beat Xabi Alonso's team last season. It is, in hindsight, it is a good point. It is still Europe. It is still a decent opposition. It's a team that just won a European trophy.
And Arsenal don't have great history in away games.
100%. And this is why when Giuseppe, I think Terry, he said on the top 6 on Monday when I was there, he said he expects a comfortable win. I will be I want to be very respectful about this. I feel like there's about 3-4 teams in Europe that are allowed to say, I can win comfortably. Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Liverpool. I don't know what else I can think of. Like those, like I understand. As much as I said, like, I love this because I just mentioned Liverpool, but these guys actually have that European heritage, and they're actually so good at this point that you can give them a mix of both. And these guys actually don't have to be very good in the league to go to the Champions League and actually comfortably beat teams. And that's the one issue with Arsenal. I feel like they can't get over that European hurdle that they have, where it's like they could be very good in the league and they pull up in Europe and they just kind of struggle. And I couldn't tell you why.
So on that basis, for Arsenal, this might be a good point in context of Arsenal.
Yeah, and again, I would.